Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everyone in between, welcome to the Everything and Nothing Show. I am just one of your hostess with the mostest, Clayton Kisco, and I'm accompanied, of course, by the rest of the Maelstrom Gamers. With our podcast, we have today the bad boy, Steve Landis. What's up, Steve?
How's your mom?
How's your mom?
Whoa!
He's changing it up today.
Not as bad. Kind of sexual.
It's
like
kinda,
peaches.
yeah.
Kind of like peaches.
Yeah, totally. That's interesting.
You guys gotta hear the rest of it. It's freaking hilarious.
I have to say that sounds fun. And next up, we have the Tower, the A-Train, mid lane's finest, Alan Toner. How's it going, Alan?
Hey, what's up, everybody? Just
Uh,
piss and rain here in Vancouver.
Okay, it's got some bad weather. Yeah, we had that yesterday in Seattle.
Sounds like a good time.
Yeah, but every day in Seattle. That's a rain joke, right?
Nah, yeah, I mean, yeah, but it's
Like a
not
Seattle
true.
joke.
Seattle's actually got less rain than like New York,
Florida?
New Jersey, and Florida, and all those
Really?
other places.
Damn.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was like depression. Yeah.
We- yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Anyway, next, last but not least, we have the man that you can hear, but you will never see his face until we get $40 more on Patreon.com/Maelstrom Gamers. The Enigma, Ian.
Hola, como
So you guys
está?
never gonna see his face.
We're never gonna see his face
No,
at this rate.
we're not.
At this rate, we'll never see his face. So speaking of Patreon.com, guys, well, actually, I gotta hold off. I'm jumping the gun here. Let me explain
yeah.
the format. So for those newcomers coming on, wondering about the show format basically is the Maelstrom Gamers. We all hop on the Skype every week. We each bring a topic for our discussion, but more importantly, for your guys' entertainment. We talk about said topic. Said topic becomes a video. We put that video on YouTube, and each topic is a different YouTube video Monday through Friday. And on Saturday, the complete episode with all the topics is available for you. All that stuff's free. It's on youtube.com/Maelstrom Gamers. You can get all of that and other videos that we put on there for free. You can also get some stuff early and support us, which is super helpful, on patreon.com/Maelstrom Gamers. For as low as $1, you can get a bunch of stuff early, and you can get an exclusive episode just for you that's just on patreon.com. So yeah, you should check that out. If you don't have cash, that's cool too. There's free ways to support us. You can go on our Facebook page. You can go on our Twitter. You can go on our Instagram. You can follow, like, subscribe, comment. So many people are doing that lately now that we've kind of like mentioned that that's a free way to do it, and I love it because our Twitter stuff's going up, our Instagram stuff's going up. I'm seeing a lot more activity on Facebook. It's really fun. I appreciate everyone who's been doing that so far. We're getting comments too, and like people are agreeing with some of our stuff. People are disagreeing. It's really cool. I'm just happy to see the different comments and the different perspectives that people are providing. It's really neat.
I'm just happy people are listening.
Yeah. Okay. Steve, you can't sound too desperate here.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah.
It's
yeah.
like,
We're
whatever. They
listening.
can comment if they want. I don't really
Yeah,
care.
we don't need their comments.
I don't. Whatever.
Yeah.
So all that stuff just helps us grow, and eventually, allows us to put money back into the show. We talk about better mics. We talk about better cameras. We got some computer issues and some space happening. So pretty soon we're gonna
Always.
want. I mean, that cash
sure.
will help us get better graphics card for Steve-O, better space so we can make more videos. What else? Oh, we got a surprise coming up in about a month that has to do with a little bit of visualization upgrade,
Piece of
thanks to the
shit.
supporters. And you guys will see our very special guest. But I'm just planting the seed. That's to come. Anyway, that's the format of the show. The other thing I wanted to say is I want to dedicate this episode to my grandfather, who passed away this morning, James Gosnell. He is an amazing man, and he was my mom's father. He grew up in Pennsylvania, or South Carolina rather, and then moved up to Jersey. He was on the farm when he was a kid. Doesn't eat chickens because he saw how they get killed on the farm. He's like, I can't do that. So he doesn't eat chicken anymore. I am throwing this off on the hip. Anyway, I love my grandpa, so sad to see him go. But he had a
sorry to hear that, man.
yeah, long, really nice life into his 90s. So
Yeah.
anyway, that aside, let's get on to the show. Let's start with our first topic. And I'm going to start with Steve, are you there?
I'm here. I'm just
Okay,
trying to
you
figure
just gotta-
figure out the camera. I don't know what's going on now.
I think Steven just got abducted.
Yeah.
Aliens
I
are
did.
real.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right.
now the enigma.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go. I'll start it off. I'll do the first topic. Sorry, I can't speak this morning. My topic is basically about stem cell research in general. I wanted to get your guys' thoughts, opinions about it. I was listening to I keep wanting to call these articles. I was listening to a story on NPR about the stem cell research development kind of changing directions and trying to get more accurate representation of, like, you know how when they do experiments, it's on mice. So they try new, like, anything really, anything
And
from,
aliens.
like, yes, and aliens, of course, Alan, and aliens.
Of course.
But with mice, they'll like give them like pills or do like crazy different stuff to see how they react. But usually, that step between mice and humans, it's so long because as close as the mammal is, like, it's still pretty damn far apart. So what they're experimenting now is using stem cells to create what they're calling chimeras, which is very controversial in the scientific study. Alan just like perked up. Yeah.
Because that's the name of the virus in Mission Impossible 2.
What?
That they're trying to find is the Chimera virus. And then Larafon is the cure, and Tom Cruise has to find it from that one guy. And then Tom Cruise's brother gets killed in the car because he's like,
Spoilers,
bro.
that was a really great Tom Cruise impression.
that's Tom Cruise's brother impression.
Well, if I were to think about Tom Cruise and his brother, we're kind of similar.
Yeah, he doesn't really look like Tom Cruise, though.
Yeah. Okay,
Who's the better looking of the two?
Tom Cruise, for sure.
Yeah, they wouldn't cast a guy.
Tom
that's
Cruise's
better
brother,
looking.
like, you probably don't even know that he had a brother until I just said that.
How shitty would it be to be the brother of a very famous person, though? I mean,
like
He's
Jesus
also an
Christ,
actor.
brother.
Yeah, like
yeah,
Jesus'
and being
brother,
an
yeah.
actor, like, man, I'm a B-list, and my brother's a freaking A+ list.
Yeah. You
Maybe it's his
constantly.
cousin.
Do you think it's, so his cousin was casted as the actor to be his brother in the movie.
No, he's not the brother in the movie. I thought he was Tom Cruise's brother because they have the same last name, but he was just a guy that got killed.
Oh, I see. Okay, I thought in
He was
the
just
plot,
he was just like a
his
generic
brother-
henchman that was just like, and then dies. Yeah.
Oh wow.
So-
Just
So
explodes.
it wasn't Ethan's brother. It was Tom Cruise's.
It was
cousin.
Tom Cruise's IRL brother.
Got it. Pigs and goats and mice, right? So they would maybe, like a pig, they would actually grow a human heart inside of a pig. They can basically inject
Like while it's
human-
alive.
No.
Oh.
Yeah, I was just about to explain that because that sounded crazy.
Yeah,
They're
that-
basically injecting stem cells, human stem cells, into embryos of animals so that they can potentially grow the human organs, right? So
Okay.
a pig could grow with like a human heart and blah blah, and then they can do extensive research on the animal that has the organs of a human, so they can get some better, more accurate results and probably quicker, right? So
Well-
going from that to humans would be a little bit easier.
Think about this, though. Don't you think it would, like, those, like, mess-ups, like, they come out, like, all mutant-like and...
Oh, like Sigourney Weaver
arm
in
out of the
Alien
head.
Resurrection.
Sweet.
So
Like
gross.
we have
so
X-Men
gross.
pretty soon.
Yeah. They
Can't
could
wait.
come out, like, all deformed and crazy and be like, oh, throw that one in the trash. That one's a bad one.
Oh yeah, I watched Ant-Man last night, and he does that to a bunch of sheep. He doesn't quite get the shrinking thing right, and they just turn it
yeah.
into like piles of goo on the ground,
Yeah.
like miniature
shit.
piles of goo.
That was a good
Did
movie.
you like Ant-Man?
Yeah, I loved it.
I thought the action scenes were cool, but I thought the humor actually was really bad, and like
Yeah.
the writing was really
I thought
bad.
he was really good.
I expected, like, it was chuckle funny, but I expected it to be a lot funnier.
Yeah, Yukiko and I both kind of felt that it wasn't very funny, and the best parts were definitely the action scenes.
Yeah. Also, for a heist movie, I thought they could have upped it. It didn't feel like a heist. Like it was like Marvel with a heist. And I was like, sweet.
I thought it was gonna be way more like Mission Impossible, actually.
Right.
Like when he was gonna go into the place.
And it was like the biggest thing. Like the guy punched the security guard in the face. It was like, okay, I guess.
I was like, why is this guy so good at punching people? Like he's like taking out like elite government agents here. Like what is the deal?
Yeah, the movie. I think it suffered from the director switching possibly over. I don't know. It felt a little jumbled and weird.
I still enjoyed it. I was high on the brownie.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny.
Nice.
I don't know.
We're talking about Ant-Man, about chimeras and stem cells. So
all connected.
And Tom Cruise.
And Tom Cruise and his.
Can we throw Nicolas Cage in there?
Cousin, maybe. Yeah, he's.
No,
there's always
too
7
much.
degrees.
That's too much.
That is too much.
We can because what
But
we
Kevin
do-
Bacon, we could do 7 degrees.
Oh, Kevin Bacon, yeah, of course.
We can
Right,
create
because
a
Tom
club.
Cruise was in a movie with.
Where he wanted to dance, right? And he was like,
That's Footloose, dude.
I suck
Yeah,
at,
he was in
I
Tom
suck at
Cruise,
this-
wasn't he?
I just realized I suck at this game. I can't do 7 degrees to Kevin Bacon. We just talked about too many actors. There's got to be a connection there.
Kevin
There is.
Bacon to who? Tom Cruise?
Tom Cruise has been in movies with Nicole Kidman, and Nicole Kidman has been in movies.
with Kevin
With-
Bacon.
I can't do it. Anyway, look, my question is stem cells. They want to do this. They want to do this, but naturally, like they're getting a lot of pushback. And in general, I think stem cells historically have been like it's illegal to be used. If you want to have any kind of stem cell surgery or procedure, you have to go out of the United States. You have to go to Europe. That's why Peyton Manning, the quarterback, the starting quarterback for Denver Broncos and the Colts for like 18 years, he had a neck injury or whatever to his spine. He had to go to Europe and inject stem cells so that he can just heal quicker and better. Now he didn't have that offer in the United States. So like, why aren't we doing this? Why is this so controversial? Why can't we just like I think the thing I think I know is that the reason why it's controversial is because stem cells are like baby cells.
Right.
And people are like flipping out about like little tiny embryos, about being people, and like it's a life, and there's a lot of pro-life, and this theoretically goes against the pro-life perspective.
I actually wish that Rocco was here because you guys heard about what Rocco did, right?
No.
What happens is they're offering parents now to where, the umbilical cord?
Yes.
It has stem cells in it. So what happens is they're offering parents now to they can freeze their umbilical cords, right?
Yep.
And
There's a bank.
And there's a bank, yeah, you can do it, and you pay like, I don't know, I think it's like $30, $80 a month. I don't know. It's a big wide gap. And you just keep it there just in case anything happens down the road, you know what I mean? And you guys need stem cells, for your babies or something like that, or your family, because it's only good for, I guess, your DNA or something. I don't know. You can only use it on your family.
Mm-hmm.
That's for legal purposes or something like that.
The idea, I know a little bit about this because Sarah and I are actually going to do it, but there's two options. You can bank your umbilical cord blood, and that blood can be used for anything that your baby has a problem with, and potentially anything that their siblings or you have, right?
Their sibling, yeah.
But it is like 80. It's actually, I think it's more than $80 a month. It's pretty expensive. It's ridiculous.
That's why I said don't quote me on that because I think they are paying a lot.
But that's if you want yours. Now you can donate it, which we're gonna do. And that grants you access to the bank in general. And if they can find a match, they will.
Ooh.
And then you pay it. You pay it then. But and it's really nuts. Like Sarah got like a text message about like the person was wondering about that, and they had a guy. Put it that way. They're like, hey, I know a place that you can bank your blood for free. Or something like that, and we're just like, that's a weird text message.
Yeah,
but that's where we are now in our life. Like, so
It was Blade.
yeah.
Just meet me behind the Piggly Wiggly.
There's a bunch of vampires behind the desk. Yeah. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, why aren't we doing this? Like, why is this not something we're pursuing?
It's probably because of that, man. The whole baby thing.
pro-life?
It's baby cells. Yeah, it's just. I'm guessing it's because of that. I mean, Amber's dad just had like a heart valve surgery, and he actually it was a pig valve that he got put in there. Now it's not. It's just a temporary fix. He might have to go back in like 15 years, depending on how good he keeps his health and everything like that. He's gonna have to go. He's actually, I think, 58. He's not even 60 yet. Yeah, he's drinking a lot and everything like that. She was like 13, but
Yeah.
like,
Well, pig organs and skin and stuff is like the most similar to humans, right?
yeah, they always
This
use
is-
like pig analogs and stuff like that, like in shootings and stuff like
That's
that.
probably why they feel like they could do this chimera procedure, where if pigs are so close,
Why did they name
anyway-
it so sinister? It sounds so scary.
It does, and
It's like yes, the chimera virus.
Some guy's gonna turn around with a cat and be like,
Yeah.
well, that's what like so the
Inject.
the interviewer is like the interviewer rather was asking him. He's like, she's like, so do people think like, are they afraid that like there's gonna be this pig that's just gonna have a human face and like this lion body or whatever? And he's like, no, it doesn't work like that. Like, there might be some people that are afraid. He thinks like the reason why people are afraid of this specific procedure is that this is very much messing with God in uncharted territory. We don't know what this could produce in terms of virus, right? Like, is there something like a disease that can come out of it? Like, what does this do to the animal? Like there are some concerns with like animal cruelty and stuff like that, and like I think there's a lot of hoops to jump through. But
PETA.
I don't know. Like, I don't know. I mean, we are allowed to experiment them anyway, right? We're allowed to like. There are procedures to go through that, so I don't see why we can't make it an option.
Yeah, I'm not too sure why either, but I was also going to let you guys know that my wife and brother-in-law, they grew up with a friend that was actually in a dirt bike accident. He did a jump and hit the top of it, and he's actually now paralyzed from his waist down. And he's actually, I think he's about to start working on something where it's involving stem cells to possibly make him walk again. So
yeah, like
it's like why not do it? Like
yeah.
I just don't understand why there's so much pushback. And I know there's a lot of pro-life people that say, oh, then people just start harvesting, embryos. I don't see where the issue is going to be. I think it's a good step in medical. I think it's in the right direction if we can actually, perfect this kind of art. I would say, of using.
I mean, because like, look, you can like it's growing new cells. There's stuff that we can do to like grow new hearts. We can grow like brains. Like they're really close to figuring out like why the brain starts to deteriorate. If we can figure out why the brain like is deteriorating, if we can use stem cells to keep that up and running to like combat Alzheimer's, all kinds of diseases like cancer and stuff like that. Like this could be a cure for a lot of different stuff, including stuff like AIDS and like the high end stuff. So it's kind of nuts. I guess it's a slow-moving project. I don't know. I just think that we should definitely be...
What is the cutoff line if they grow these human organs inside of other animals that they're, like, human now?
Oh, right. Like, at which point do they become, like,
maybe
majority
not
human?
Mostly human,
Right? That's an interesting ethical question because... I'm sure that's what's going on in their mind. Sorry, we paused it. Sorry. I was just saying, I think that's an interesting ethical question because that's probably what's going on. Like when they're trying to do these experiments, it's like, okay,
well,
if
they're
they're 80% human, are we gonna have to deal with like PETA's hard enough? Now you have to deal with like actual human rights activists and stuff like that.
Right.
Because I mean, it kind of is like Matrixy a bit, Like
well, I mean, you got
growing stuff for
our usage.
For our usage, but like it's like human tissue.
Yeah, I mean, we can grow organs in the lab, right?
Yeah, which I have seen.
So you're talking about? Are you talking about taking organs from people and like just keeping them in other things to keep them sustained, like kind of type thing? Or are you just talking about just growing like an organ?
They're
from the
just
bottom?
growing organs from inside of like a pig or something.
No, like the pig will be born with the cells of a human to grow a human heart. So instead of growing a pig heart, they will grow a human heart and maybe human lungs, and then they can test what happens over time with certain stuff or surgery or whatever. They'll just have a more accurate representation of the stuff that they're testing.
I guess people are also too afraid of is that they're also going to get to eventually the point where they're going to create life, almost like a artificial human type thing. I guess that wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. I mean, that could be another concern. I think we nailed it on the pro-life stuff. But like, when is society like? We gotta kind of get over that a little bit, don't you think? Like,
absolutely.
Abortions are an interesting topic, right?
Right.
And it's tough, right? But I personally am a pro-choice kind of person, but I do understand that like this is not an abortion kind of deal, right? This is where you're actively choosing to do something, right? And I think, okay, at what point can we take these stem cells from what we would not determine as a life or whatever? Like, I don't know, and maybe that's like a fetus is like what, 3 months or something like that, and then maybe it becomes an ethical question. But but from what my understanding is that stem cells could be taken from like the moment of they concept it, right? I don't know how long they need it, but like it could be pretty quick, and it's not like it's an actual baby. So
okay, so I'm just reading another article.
Yeah.
Wait, what did you just say?
Yeah, exactly.
What did I say?
Yeah, just now.
I was just talking about if it is the pro-life problem. I'm having a hard time understanding that argument because from my understanding, stem cells are created from like very early on in the embryo life stage. They're not created at a point which I would determine as the baby being a thing.
An actual baby, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so this kind of ties into that. This article is saying some of the concerns are, so what if you have these organs growing inside of the animals and they develop human eggs or sperm?
Yes, that was one of the, thank you.
So if those two, if a rat with like human sperm and a rat with human eggs have sex,
right,
what gets grown inside of the rat now?
Yeah. And
they need to do that so we can find out.
Yeah, or
so like, that is like when you see the freaky like half human, half rat like freak thing.
And that's how orcs are born.
And that's how Warcraft movie begins.
Exactly.
We're gonna talk about that a little bit later.
Or
Splinter. Yeah. Oh, and he happens to have been grown next to a dojo where they're teaching karate, and he watches every day, and he's like,
ultimate.
Yep.
And
all right,
yeah, that happens.
I didn't mean to cut you off, Alan. That was really funny. Okay, gun to your head. You're the lead scientist. Do you do this or not? Steve, what's your decision?
Gun to my head?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah, I'll do it too.
Hell yeah.
Gun to my head.
Okay, so we're all pretty much like, dude, we should do this. Like,
I mean,
there are concerns, but
I'm slightly concerned, but I think I'd be more interested to see what happens.
Yeah.
I'm more curious.
Yeah, me too. I really want to see it. Okay. All right. Well, I don't know. I don't know enough about stem cells. That was obvious in this podcast. But I do think we should be pursuing it.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it's cool.
Yeah, definitely.